Okay guys, here is a video showing how to convert your CT scan into an STL file that you can print with any normal 3D printer. The first thing you need to do is duplicate your CT scan, make 2 copies, and then label one copy your upper jaw and one copy your lower jaw. Next, use the isolate command at the bottom to separate out your 2 jaws so that you've got a separate model or separate CT scan for each of the jaws. A little tip here is make the other 2 scans invisible. Only make the scan that you're working on visible, otherwise when you isolate it'll look like nothing's happened. Okay, so now that you've got the isolated models, all you've got to do is click on Create Model, and that will make the STL file. Now the interesting thing here is that as you move this slider at the bottom, you can increase or decrease the density of the CT scan, and that will dictate the model that's created. Once the models are created, they're saved up here in this STL Surfaces box. You can see here that I'm altering the density to create a different model. And now you can see that this new model accurately reflects the altered density that I changed before. It's a pretty good way of isolating particular features if you want to. Okay, so once you've done the upper, make everything invisible apart from the lower jaw that you've isolated, and do exactly the same thing. Create the STL file. Once you're happy with both the STL models that you've created, it's time to export them. This is really easy. Go into File and Export Data. Now don't worry if it looks as though you're using up credits. In this case, because you're only exporting the STL of the CT scan data and not an actual surgical guide, it's not going to use up any credits. Here you can see that I've still got 0.57 credits remaining, so it didn't use up any credits to export. Make sure you export one arch at a time, otherwise it will create one STL file with both arches in it, which will be impossible to print. This way you'll get a separate STL file with each of the arches in it. And there you have it, easy peasy. That's how to export a CT into an STL file ready to print. And this is the STL file, or both files, both models, in my Moonray printer software. It's too big to print both models on the same print run, so you'd have to print them separately, but I imported them both so you can see them both here in the printer. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video folks, and enjoy printing out your 3D CT scans. Oh, and don't forget guys that you will definitely need supports to print these models.